people have trusted the Chinese government to do the right thing. It was almost, they were like invincible. You know, for the first 25 years of my life in China, whenever there was a problem, the everyday peasant would say, don't worry, the party will fix things.
Well, when you have 40 years of 10% growth on average, you can say that.
They did a great job. Yeah. You have to give them credit. But zero COVID wasn't done well. And so a lot of people, especially those who are from Shanghai, especially the wealthy in Shanghai, suffered the most during zero COVID. So they're starting to lose some of their support for the party and certain members because they feel that A, the government didn't do a good job of implementation, and second, there's also a fear that China is moving towards socialism. So they fear that China is not pro-business like it has been in the last 20 years. They see that Jack Ma is no longer, in charge of Alibaba, which is one of the giant internet companies in the country, and was actually kind of forced to split into 6 different companies.
And he was kind of seen as a hero by a lot of young Chinese.
Oh, he was a rock star. People in China love Jack Ma. You need to think of him as Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, and Steve Jobs all wrapped into one. So he was the person that every young person in China wanted to be for the last 20 years. Someone who was able to rise as a peasant, make a lot of money. He's really popular, but he was taken down in large part because his company truthfully became too powerful. It started to pose a lot of systemic threats.
But it could have been too powerful, like against the Americans, right? I mean, you'd think that a confident Chinese leadership with a leader like Xi Jinping, who gets rid of term limits, I mean, he's there for life, he's consolidated all of the leaders around him that are loyal. Wouldn't he want like someone that could take the fight globally for China, someone that could inspire the Chinese? This is the kind of thing I could do. It doesn't feel like the kind of thing a leader who wants to be a superpower would suddenly go after.
That's a great question, Ian. I think there's two parts to answer that. First, Jack Ma started becoming almost like a foreign minister of his own. And what he was saying publicly sort of wasn't always the same thing that Xi Jinping and Li Keqiang, who's the prime minister at the time, was saying. So for instance, after Trump launched the trade war, which has really crippled China's economy over the last several years, Jack Ma said, don't worry, Trump's a good guy, let's give him time. And when he said that, it was almost like he was rivaling statesmanship, and he was creating his own policies. I think that's something that probably upset the Chinese government. But I think even more importantly, as a businessman, I actually support the crackdown on Alibaba in the tech sector because Alibaba controlled too many sectors. He was in insurance, he was in banking, he was in e-commerce, he was in movie ticket buying, he was in transportation, he was in taxis. Basically, any business that was profitable, Alibaba or Tencent controlled it. And so it started to stifle fair market competition. It started to stifle innovation and consumer choice. So I think the Chinese government was right to crack down. Their problem is they didn't do a very good job of communicating, not just to the Chinese, but to the international investor community, what were the underlying reasons and the need for this crackdown.